talk to everybody about male and female relations that's contributing to what's messing everything up right now. Okay. Now, first of all, a lot of people when they talk about male and female relations, especially people that get online and start telling the truth, right? A lot of them talk about what the women do wrong. Okay. But for today, I'm gonna talk about what the women doing wrong and what the men doing wrong that a lot of these men ain't seeing and they ain't talking about. Okay, so today I'm gonna get on both male and female and describe what they doing to individually contribute to the situation we got today. Okay, now first of all, I'm gonna get a couple of stuff off the table. We already know that with the introduction of feminism, okay, with the introduction of a lot of Disney type mindsets, a lot of these hyper positivity type situations where basically they're like the woman deserves absolutely everything. The media feeding that, the movies feeding that, feminism feeding that, okay, and then it's making a lot of women that wouldn't be otherwise very toxic, very entitled, okay, and it's also contributing to a whole lot of promiscuity and all of that. We know that part, okay? We know how society as a whole has changed since the 1970s and the 1960s, since the introduction of a lot of those things. We see that, okay? But I'm gonna look at this thing on an individual level, okay? On a person-to-person level, and I'm gonna start with the men, okay? I'm gonna start with the men. Now check this out, right? Check this out. A lot of men, okay? A lot of men don't like the friend zone. Okay, a lot of men don't like the friend zone. You see this all the time. They complain about, I'm her friend, she won't have sex with me, so on and so forth. Okay, all right. But check this out. A lot of these men that complain about the friend zone, okay, check me out now. Check me out. A lot of them are not truly these women's friends. Okay, and sometimes they can sniff that out. Okay, a lot of these men are not truly these women's friends. Okay, and that female intuition kind of know that in the back of their mind, and therefore that contribute to them being willing to get rid of that person when their romantic interests come in the door. All right, I'm gonna deal with that situation later. I'm gonna deal with that again. Okay, I'm gonna deal with this friendship thing. Okay, because it need to be emphasized. A lot of men are friends with women. Okay, so they can wait on their turn to date them or have sex with them. Okay, and that's not really a real friend. If you really a woman's friend, okay, you can be her friend. Okay. Now, I ain't asking you to simp or anything like that, but if you really a woman's friend, you can be her friend irregardless of a relationship or not, if you really her friend, okay? That's the twist on this thing, okay? Because a lot of men, if we honest, if I talk to a lot of men, they don't even like women, okay? They don't even like women. They just play the role, they play the game so they can get the woman and get what they're trying to get. But if it was up to them not getting what they're trying to get, they'll leave. Okay, if they knew they couldn't get what they get, they wouldn't even conversate with women. Okay, because at the end of the day, they claim that the friend zone is so bad. But the twist is that the person that's simping and pretending to be the woman's friend, okay, they victimizing too. Okay, they just victimizing with less bargaining chip power. Okay, but they victimizing the woman too because they pretending to be her friend so they get into her pants. Okay, let's just keep it real. Okay. So now check this out. Now I'm gonna go over to the women. I'm gonna get back to this friendship thing, but I'm gonna go over to the women, okay? Now a whole lot of women, all right? We know a lot of women are toxic nowadays. We know a lot of women are unfaithful, always chasing happiness. Throw away a good man for a toxic man. Throw away a good man for somebody to make money or look the way they want them to look, okay? We know that's what's going on, okay? But here's what nobody's looking at. How did this come to be in the first place in these women's individual lives, right? Well, check this out. If we go chart some of these women, okay, back to when they were about 16 years old, they got their heart broken by some sort of man. They ain't start out as monsters, okay? A lot of these women ain't start out as monsters, okay? Now, some of them nowadays starting out as monsters earlier and earlier, okay? But they ain't always start out as monsters, right? Because they fell in love with somebody in high school. A lot of these women fell in love with somebody in high school. And then they fell in love with them, okay? And they thought there was relationship and commitment behind them giving up their body, giving up their virginity in high school, right? Okay? But then the man, okay, because Because check this out, a lot of men, this is how they operate, okay? A lot of men will sleep with anybody that they had an opportunity to sleep with, okay? Now, women don't operate like that, okay? Because they're much more picky and so on and so forth, and I'm gonna get into that in a second, okay? But a lot of men, how they operate, okay? They will sleep with whoever they get the opportunity to sleep with. So therefore, because that's how they operate, they find this girl in high school, okay? Break her heart when she's 16, okay? Then the woman get her heart broken, right? Then she say, I ain't gonna trust no man no more, right? So then she go off and party and become a monster, okay? Go out and parade, become a woman for the streets, okay? And so by the time she 24 years old, she done had 100 partners, and now she going around breaking good men's hearts, okay? Now she going around destroying good men because of the pain that she had when she was 16, okay? Not acknowledging this pain, not healing from this pain, moving on, becoming a monster from that pain, and then going around destroying good men, okay? All because, check this out, in high school, her heart was broken too because of a man that broke her heart, okay? And check this out, this man that broke her heart, his heart was broken by a woman that probably did the same thing to him, okay? So it creates this vicious cycle in which everybody breaking everybody's hearts, everybody not trusting everybody, and then this cycle go round and round and round and round and round, okay? And that's the situation we have ourselves in, okay? Now I'm gonna talk about the friendship thing, okay? I'm gonna talk about the friendship thing and the sexual selection thing, okay? I'm gonna talk about them right quick, okay? Check this out. This is what this has to do with, okay? It has to do with lust. Now check me out, okay? Check me out. Here's why we have such an unbalanced situation as far as males and females on the dating market, and why so many toxic women have so much power, okay? It all has to do with lust, okay? Now check this out, okay? There was somebody selling an apple pie, okay? And that person was selling apple pie for about $70, okay? You probably wouldn't buy it, right? Because you probably have enough wherewithal, sense in your mind, that if their apple pie is $70, you ain't gonna pay for it, right? But here's the situation with a lot of these men, okay? The women, the reason why the women are putting their price so high, because the demand is so high, okay? And because the demand is so high, they can charge outrageous things, they can do ridiculous things, okay? And so they can act in ridiculous ways, okay? So because a lot of these women know that there's so much demand for them, okay, they act all kind of ways, okay? But because men can't control their lust, okay, because men can't control their lust, check this out, and they sleep with anybody who they can, and then the woman, they had the ability to choose specifically and all of that, okay, because the demand is so high for them, because they can control their lust. The man can't control his lust, and guess what he gonna do? He gonna pay $70 for an apple pie, okay, because he can't control his lust. Imagine, check this out, imagine if we had a city, real quick. Imagine if we had a city, okay? Imagine if we had a city, and every man in that city controlled his lust. It would take away the power from a lot of these toxic women. It would take a lot of power away from these beautiful women. They couldn't seduce men no more, okay? And so then after you take that away from them, then they had to develop character in order to get a man and fulfill some of the desires in their heart, okay? So this one I'm gonna circle back to, okay? If the men purified themselves, okay, then they can love a woman purely, okay? Because a lot of men, even these simp men, even these men that claim they all about friendship, they can't love a woman purely, and that's a lot of times what these women want at the end of the day. Now you can't do this with all of them because some of them have already gone beyond the point of return in terms of you romantically trying to get them back on the path, okay? You can love them as a friend, but as far as a partner, some of them are too far gone. But some of them, they just want to be loved purely. And if a man get rid of his lust and stop looking at women for what their body is or what they want to get out of the situation, then they can truly love a woman the way she's supposed to, and then the male and female relationships can go back the way they're supposed to. That's my message on the day. That's the male and female cycle. The reason why everything is the way it is in this day and age. You take care.